Do you feel like you still got the gym?
No, I think it's a total powerlifter's paradise now.
Yeah.
I'm not a powerlifter, so
I don't want to be a part of it.
don't want to be a powerlifter. I don't get it, but I'll support it. And,
if you
and
were
help.
if you went full powerlifting, would you go sumo or conventional?
Sumo, just because you have to be competitive. Conventional if I didn't want to tear anything.
Conventional if you want to be impressive.
Well, I'm trying to have some coherence to what I was saying. So yeah, that's kind of the journey through scaling the gym, struggling with it, and I'd like to stress that I didn't give up. I was probably one of the most mentally tough people that I know, and I will, back myself on that. And I've managed to take the positive lessons of that into the leadership business. So it's almost evolved for me into I've got stability with my finances now and no stress from my job. And I do 4 days on, 4 days off. So in the 4 days off, you're only working half the time, aren't you?
Yeah.
So you can do a part-time business or podcast or whatever within that, which is very scary, to decide to do that.
Plus, it's given you so much more space for growth, hasn't it? Like mentally and
it's a stepping stone.
And physically.
It's not like I'm going to be a lorry driver forever.
Yeah.
It's just part of getting my personal and finances and family life and everything back on track, because you give everything to a business, don't you? And if there's no money at the end of the month, you still have to pay your staff and the bills and everything, and then you're eating, gone off bread and rice for a week.
I just want to stop the podcast for a second here, just to mention Silverback Gymwear. These guys are sponsoring the podcast, and I want you to know how good their quality of clothing is. And they've just launched at the moment the new women's brand, so jump onto their website, have a look for could be a wife, could be a daughter, could be a mother, whoever you want to buy it for, or it could be you if you're a female watching this and listening. But please go and check them out. Their quality is really, really good, and they've got so many different colours and different designs to choose from. Yeah, but something I do generally want to say, just quick before we move on, is that I massively respect your journey that you've took. From when I first met you, I looked up to you massively with the gym sort of side of things, and you helped me a hell of a lot. I don't know if you knew that anyway, but your gym was like the direction I was trying to take my gym, and obviously I know we've helped each other along the journey, but I just used to look up to that a lot. I got my gym in that place, and then knowing that you've gone through this transition and changed to where you are now, I respect it massively, because you've took, I'm not talking for you, but I know that it's took you a lot to decide to do all that shift, hasn't it? And I think a lot of people haven't got the mental resilience to continue a positive path. Do you know what I'm trying to say? Like, many people would have, I don't know, like, ended the gym career. Do you know what I mean? Ended that like completely. Like you've chose to keep it as it is and shift things, and then you continue your journey in a different way.
Yeah.
But obviously to now get your first house last week, was it? Or a couple of weeks ago now.
Tuesday
Do you know what I mean?
last week.
Do you know what I mean? Like, and obviously we spoke all the way through that as well, didn't we? So it's nice to now see you've just done a complete
It feels weird, and I mean, thanks for saying all that.
No, I mean
nice
it.
to
Like,
hear.
yeah.
It feels like probably the first time in my life where I've gone, if I do this now, in 2 years' time, something positive could happen. You're actually thinking strategically.
But that's actually happened now.
That's actually happened, yeah.
And I remember when I was sitting on my sofa. I remember, because you weren't sitting there when I was on the phone to you. I was vision moments though, like that way. Like I can remember sitting there talking when we'd had I don't know, we was on the phone for about an hour or something. We was chatting about all that sort of stuff, and you're on about so my plan is to do this, and this. And now to look back and see you've done it, like I love shit like that, because I think I envy that, because I'm not very planned like that.
Yeah. But I know what you mean. A lot of people would just be quietly miserable and carry on.
Agree.
And it did get to a point where I was depressed, and I didn't enjoy coaching. I did enjoy coaching, but I didn't enjoy every other job role that you have to do as a business owner.
Yes.
Eventually. It was fun at the start. And I've had, I would say, hundreds of clients, if not 90% of all my clients, they'll come into the gym tired at least once. And I'll ask, are you okay? Have you had a stressful day? And it's always to do with work.
Yeah.
Or most of the time it's to do with work.
Yeah.
Oh, what do you do? Oh, blah, blah, blah.
Oh, I hate it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I always thought, why don't you get a different job?
Yeah.
And it's almost like people have, I'm generalising here, but it's almost like they've got so much expenses on the mortgage and the car payment and not that you can
They
give
feel
not
locked.
that you can give kids back, but having kids and everything else. You know what I mean? Or trying to keep up with other people in terms of clothes and holidays, things like that. It's such a material way of living your life.
Yeah.
You probably can't change job, because what can you go in at an entry level that will have as high a salary as you're on now? Which was a good thing about lorry driving, was it was more than I could make as a PT.
Yeah, because you did them figures before, didn't you? I remember when
Yeah.
you first spoke.
So my first year driving, I made £45,000 in a year.
Yeah.
Before tax.
Yeah.
So it's like, I can't believe it was that much money. But traditionally, and in my head, and I know a lot of people's stereotypical view of a trucker is just like, you know, fat, lazy person.
Yeah.
But it's such a professional, highly regulated industry.
Yeah.
And everyone's really helpful in a way that you don't get in fitness. Like, we were obviously in a mastermind and a friendship where we would share ideas, because I know that you're not going to steal clients from me because you're in Loughborough and I'm in Warrington.
Yeah.
But there aren't many people who will share the secrets of programming or business in the fitness industry.
Yeah.
But in driving, you can't shut them up. Oh yeah, you know that delivery point in Leeds when you have to go reverse off the main road? How do you do it? I'm like, oh no, don't do it that way. Do it this way, and they're actually helpful.
Yeah.
You know, oh, don't turn left at that traffic light. Go around the block and go around. Look, do U-turn at this roundabout. And you can come in on your good side instead of your blind side.
Yeah.
And so I'll even go to people I don't know and ask them questions, and they're always really supportive.
Yeah.
Or like just in like motorway services, just nod of like respect to each other. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's the trucker community. And
it's a bit like the biker, like they always do that
Yeah.
little nod. And it's like, okay.
so that was a breath of fresh air compared to the fitness industry.
Yeah.